Happy Tuesday morning, guys. Let's take a look at our SWYK 2.7. Here we are adding mixed numbers. And when we're adding mixed numbers, we need to find a common denominator. So here I'm going to keep my 6 1/9, but 7 2/3. I'm going to make some changes to that. I'm going to change 7 2/3 by multiplying my numerator and denominator by 3. That will give me 7 6/9. I'm going to add that to 6 1/9, which will give me a total of 13 7/9. Our final answer here is 13 7/9. Let's take a look at number 2, where we are subtracting 3 11/12 minus 2 1/2. We're going to keep the 3 11/12. We're going to change those halves to twelfths by multiplying by 6. Okay, so we have 3 11/12. We're going to subtract it by 2 6/12. Which should give us 1 5/12. Let's move on to number 3. Number 3 says Trent bought 5 1/2 pounds of ground meat. If he used 3 2/7 pounds of meat to make hamburgers, how many pounds of ground meat does Trent have left? That left lets me know that I am going to subtract, and I know that he used 3 2/7. In order to subtract mixed numbers, I must find a common denominator. So I know that my least common multiple for 2 and 7 would be 14. I would change 2 into 14 by multiplying it by 7. And I would change 7 into 14 by multiplying it by 2. So I have my equivalent fractions of 5 7/14 minus 3 4/14. Now I'm ready to subtract. So I have a final answer of 2 3/14 pound of ground beef. 2 3/14 pound. So let's take a look at number 4. Here they have slices of what it looks to be watermelon. And when I look at the slices, I see that there are 6 slices in each row. There are 6 slices in each row. When I look at that first fraction is 4/6. So I would like to show that there in the model, 4/6. And I'm going to do that by shading 4/6 of each row. I'm going to shade 4 of the 6 in each row. Now, I know that there's a total of 18. One way that I can find this answer is multiply 4/6 times 18. I can change my whole number into a fraction by placing a 1 as the denominator. So now when I multiply 4 times 18, that is equal to 72. My denominator is 6. I can divide to turn my improper fraction into a mixed number. 6 will go into 72 12 times. 12 times 6 is 72. So my final answer here is 12. And if you notice, there are 12 watermelon slices shaded. Let's look at number 5, where we are dividing 5 into halves. And they show us 5 rectangles here. We're going to cut those rectangles in half, and that may help us with our answer here. This is when we divide fractions. When we divide fractions, we are usually using our KCF method, where we're going to keep 5 over 1 the same. We're going to change division to multiplication and find the reciprocal of 1/2, which is 2 over 1. Now we're ready to multiply straight across, and we have an answer of 10. And if you look at the model, you will be able to see 10 of those spaces shaded. So our model here matches our problem. Good job, guys. All right, guys, let's take a look at our last one where we're comparing those decimals. And we want to make sure that we place our digits in the correct box. I'm going to start on this end to make sure all of our boxes get filled before I start comparing my decimals. And now that I have them lined up based on my place value, I see that the thousands place is equal, but in the hundreds place, there's a difference there. I know that 4 is bigger than the 2, so that is a clue that 6,428 and 22 hundredths is greater than 6,248 and 23 hundredths. Great job today, guys. Don't forget to review those IELTS lessons. That's definitely going to help you for the benchmark. You have shown that you are ready, set to go. Let's continue practicing for our benchmark. And remember that we'll start those on next week. Have a great day, guys. Happy learning.